This is the second test of the bus blind setup. This time with an actual blind. I don't have the real bus sign on there yet. I'm actually testing it with some wrapping paper. About the same length as the bus blind, but it's actually a lot thinner and a lot weaker. So if the sign works okay with this stuff, then it should be fine with the actual blind itself. I have the blind attached to the rollers by using another piece of PVC, which is split, and the paper is just clamped underneath that, and that's enough to hold it on there. The other thing I've got is part of the circuit temporarily wired up with all these clip leads. I have a couple of relays here which I use to switch the power to the windscreen wiper motor, and with this double pole switch I can actually change the direction that the sign moves just by flicking the switch. The one thing that is missing here is the limit switches. So the actual finished sign will have switches to limit the movement, so that when you get close to the end of the roll, it'll stop the motor so it doesn't actually pull the blind off the rollers. The good thing is with attaching them this way with the PVC is if the limit switch has failed and you did go past the end of the roller, it should just pop out and it's not going to damage the blind, hopefully. So what we can do is switch this thing on and something should happen. We just have to be careful I go the right direction. So that looks right. Now the blind does sag a bit, and then it sort of takes up the tension and becomes tight again. So I may need to put in some sort of guide underneath it just to keep it flat. And then by changing the direction on the switch here, we go back the other way. Now, one thing to notice is the motor actually goes different speeds in different directions, and that's a side effect of using these windscreen wiper motors, which I believe have the brushes offset, so they will go faster one direction than the other. But for something like this, it isn't really a big deal. The wiper motors also often have several windings, so I'm using the slow speed winding here. There is another winding that actually goes faster, but that's working pretty well. The other thing is the sagging might not be so bad when it's actually sitting vertically rather than horizontal as it is now. It's actually quite a hypnotic pattern, this. Well, that's basically how it should work.